Now to our next topic. People in England will be able to hug loved ones, dine in restaurants and go on holiday abroad from next week as the Prime Minister confirmed the next stage of the easing of lockdown would go ahead as planned.
I can confirm today that we've met our 4 tests for further easing the lockdown in England, and Chris will run through the details in a minute. But with deaths and hospitalisations at their lowest level since last July, the UK's 4 chief medical officers today agreeing a reduction in the alert level, the data now support moving to step 3 in England from next Monday, the 17th of May. This means the rule of 6 or 2 households that is applied outdoors will now apply indoors, and the limit for outdoor meetings will increase to 30. From next Monday, you'll be able to sit inside a pub and inside a restaurant. You'll be able to go to the cinema, and children will be able to use indoor play areas.
Pubs, cafes and restaurants will be able to host customers indoors for the first time this year. And one place that it's likely to see a flock of customers who crave Nigerian delicacy while listening to some good old Afro beats is Enish. And the co-founder, Eniola Madupan, joins me now. Last month, British businesses reported better than expected sales. A lot of people were cramming in the cold, trying to get a glass of wine and some supper. But then, of course, Monday is the proper grand opening. Are you optimistic that lots of people will be flocking to Enish?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me on the show again. In regards to your question, yes, I do believe so, because I have been getting feedback from our booking line that we are getting a lot of people trying to book for Monday, Tuesday, next week, 3 months from now. So it's already getting us prepared that we need to get prepared for a flooding in of a lot of people. So fair enough that they still had the takeaway options, but they still want the whole dining in, face-to-face interaction, socialism. And yeah, I think we would get back from where we dropped off before the lockdown.
Are you expecting when people do come back into restaurants that they will be spending as much? I have been to your restaurant a couple of times. I know people do like to buy those pretty expensive bottles. Are you expecting the same thing this time round, or do you think there will be some notable changes?
I think it's a bit of 50-50, but I think at first they will spend as much, being that it would be more about a celebration, getting back out there and being able to hang out with friends and families in a restaurant. So I think at first they will spend there and then maybe die it down a little bit, then average it out again. So I just think, as I would say, I'm thinking from a human point of view, and for me personally, I would like to splash out like, oh yeah, we're back again. Let's have fun. Let's interact. It's been a while. I've seen you. It's been a while. We've had a one-to-one, and then maybe gradually die down a little bit, but then you end up averaging it out, like leveling it out that, okay, so this is my standard, my normal spending in restaurants. So I'm more optimistic about this, to be honest, yeah.
Good, and so you should be. Let's go back a little bit, Eniola, because it has been a tumultuous 12, for some sectors, 18 months. There were lockdowns and you were able to open again, then you were locked back down again. Especially on mainstream media in Britain, you tend to hear from Michelin-starred restaurants and some of these celebrity restaurateurs. We haven't heard really from the Afro-Caribbean sector. What has it been like, and how have you managed to cope?
It was very slow. We had to cut down with the hours for the staff especially. But the good thing, or the only thing I could say was, luckily enough, you had the option of takeaway only. I think some of the problems that some restaurants had was that was not necessarily an option for them at first. They needed to adapt to that. We were already doing takeaway and eat in, so we just kind of like focus all our energy on the takeaway instead. That being said, you still kind of have the same number of staff in the kitchen, but then you have less staff outside because you really don't want to have a crowd of people. And but with the takeaway, it did help out a lot. It helped us balance things and help us keep the business afloat as well.
What's your vision now for Enish over the next couple of years? Like I said at the top, you have had a lot of celebrity faces celebrate your restaurant. Has the pandemic and the lockdown made you reevaluate what you want the restaurant to be? Because I know you are offering kind of like a bar party service too now, aren't you?
Yeah. If anything, I would say it's actually now encouraging us to even expand even more, because now that people want to actually go out and hang out some more, so we need to be able to give them more places they can hang out with at. So I would say ours is more into expansions. And that being said, we're actually opening another branch in Camberwell very soon. And you know, we have the Enish Dubai, and then we're opening a second one in Dubai as well. So the expansion part is what we are actually focusing on.
Absolutely. I do love a Channels Business Global exclusive. I think I got a little one there. Before I let you go, another massive topic in the media, Eniola, has been about staff shortages. A lot of hospitality sector bosses have complained that so many staff just don't want to come back. You know, furlough wasn't enough for them, Brexit issues, or they've just changed their sector. Are you suffering from the same issue?
Not really, no. The reason I would say that is because we actually had, in the last 3 days, we've had staff meetings, and we had to break up our meetings into 3 sections because everyone that used to work with Enish before the pandemic still showed up for the meeting after the pandemic. So we couldn't have one meeting. We just had too many people in one space. So we had to break it down to 3. And I think that's because we are more like a family, as opposed to employer-employee relationship. That relationship still exists, but then we're more of a family, and we can have a one-to-one with them and find out what their needs are and what their problems are. So they found it much more comfortable staying with us. Some of them did get some side jobs, an extra job, but they still committed to coming back to Enish, hence the staff meeting and the attendance. So with the staff shortage, not necessarily. If anything, we are hiring more, but not because we lost some staff, but because we need more staff due to the expansion.
Gosh, expansion, family support, good food, good music. Of course, you're going to be heading for a winner. And it's always nice to celebrate a successful Nigerian business in Britain. Eniola Modupe, co-founder of Enish Restaurant and Bar. Thank you so much for joining me on Channels Business Global.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.